Right. Today I'm here to talk about The Warrior's Way. Now, I got really excited when I saw the trailers for this film last year. Couldn't wait for it to come out in the cinema. And it opened on the 3rd of December last year in the United Kingdom. I was greatly dismayed, disturbed, and not a little bit angry to find out that what they were touting as a cinema-wide release, i.e. released all over the country, never happened. Unless you lived in Birmingham, Manchester, London, and a couple of the other metropolitan areas, you were never going to get to see it at the cinema. And sure enough, that's what happened to us. It never opened here in my little neck of the woods, but all the big cities that were miles and miles away, it did open. So I never got a chance to see it in the cinema. And I had completely forgotten about it until I walked into the supermarket the other day and found this Blu-ray copy. Right, onto the film. Like I said, I got really excited when this came out last year because to me it was almost a perfect blend of film genre. It was the fantastical martial arts mixed with my beloved Western genre that to me looked like it was going to be absolutely fantastic. If you've not seen it yet, if you've not seen a trailer for it yet, have a look at the trailer now.
He was a legend, born on the battlefield.
I have made you the strongest of all my warriors.
An assassin so dangerous, no army could defeat him. Until the day
You must kill the last of their clan.
he refused his mission.
He may burn his past, but he will pay for this betrayal.
Welcome to the eighth wonder of the world.
You're gonna fit right in with the rest of us outcasts.
I knew what you was from the get-go. I can smell the blood.
I must go, or you will all be in danger.
Fellas like you and me, we don't run. Ninjas. Damn. Way.
I really wanted to love this film. I really did, because looking at the trailer, like I said, it did match up my two favorite genres. It starred a really excellent Korean actor, Dong Gun Yang, English actor Jeffrey Rush, Kate Bosworth, and Danny Huston. But obviously they were looking for it to be something completely different. I don't know, it was kind of reminiscent in a way of the old TV series Kung Fu. I've just aged myself terribly, but that was really popular when I was young, and it followed the adventures of Cain, who, accused of a crime he did not commit, had to flee to the West. Kind of a similar story here in the fact that the protagonist is someone who's decided not to carry out his final orders and decides to flee this huge assassin clan, and he goes to the American Midwest, or the American West, and there you find this really strange Western town full of unusual Western people. Obviously circus folk that settled out in the middle of nowhere. you can kind of fill in your own backstory by watching it, by trying to guess why the town died when it looks so affluent in one of the flashbacks. But the point is, you don't want to try and read too much into this film. Visually, it's stunning. Absolutely fantastic. It is CG, and that does give it this wonderful, quirky, I don't know, otherworldly quality that kind of makes the story flow a bit better. I don't think it would have been quite so good had they not used CG to come up with a lot of the backgrounds, the settings, the set design, set production things they came up with. Like I said, it is visually stunning. The fight scenes are fantastic. And okay, if you don't have that kind of sense of humor, you won't enjoy it, but all edged with this really great sense of humor that kind of really surprise a laugh out of you, because they are a little bit gory and a little bit violent, but damn, they're good. Again, like I said, I wanted to really love this film. It's one of those I was desperate to just be able to sit here and go on and on and on about how fantastic it is, but it's not that great. If you take it in the spirit it's given, as just a very fast, entertaining cross blend of genres, it's a brilliant film, and it is good fun to watch. I did feel, though, by the end of the film, a little let down, and I think maybe that's because, in my mind, probably because I couldn't see it at the cinema and had to wait so long to see it on DVD, that I had built it up to almost a mythical status in my mind that was never going to actually be reached by the film itself. It is fun. It is a great, entertaining little film, but it's not one that I would say you need to rush out and see. If you get a chance, watch it on HD. If you're lucky enough to have an HD TV, HD, for those of you uninitiated, is high definition, which means you can get up right on top of the TV and you can't see one pixel. Okay? That's what you want to see for this film, mainly because it is CG. But it is wonderfully quirky. It has, like I said, that sort of feel of Kung Fu from the 70s, kind of mixed a little bit with Twin Peaks. I was almost expecting a giant Indian to come up and say, "Come fire walk with me." It was that kind of odd and unusual. Had sort of a David Lynch feel to it, maybe. Maybe that's just me, maybe what I read into it. But either way, it was really entertaining. And it probably did do about as good as any kind of cross-genre blending film could possibly do. Just for the acting alone, it's worth a look. Donggun Jang does brilliant as the quote-unquote banished Cain, the one that has to leave his homeland to come out west. Jeffrey Rush does what Jeffrey Rush does best. Does a brilliant job. Kate Bosworth is fantastic. Danny Huston does a brilliant turn as an over-the-top villain. And I've got to say it, over-the-top, quirky villain. But he does a fantastic job. And, you know, it's one of those, I kept watching the film, and I couldn't figure out where I had seen him before. And obviously the name was very familiar, and I didn't realize until I IMDb'd him, but I digress. Where I had initially seen this man was as the lead vampire in 30 Days of Night. And he's a fantastic actor. He just did a brilliant job as this over-the-top, quirky, bad guy villain that, wow, good job. The other parts were played by equally talented actors. Tony Cox played 8-Ball, fantastic actor. I started to say little actor. Well, how wrong would that be? Fantastic actor. The old man who played the head of the assassins, I had never seen before. He looked reminiscent of an actor I've seen in other things, but I've never seen him in anything else. He did a brilliant job. Definitely worth a look, if nothing else, just for the performances of the actors. It really was good. And also, too, acting aside, the stunt work was fantastic. The choreography, the fight scenes were brilliant. Anytime the ninjas came on screen, it was really sort of fantastical. To sit down and watch it and enjoy it. And do like I did. When you get done, talk about it for about 3 or 4 hours and kind of critically pick it apart before you realize that you're trying to see way too much into the film. Just look at it the way it presents itself, as a good way to spend an hour and a half. It's good fun. Watch it. So until next time, keep watching the movies and have fun. And his voice looked familiar. His voice looked familiar. What inspired, or even what